and PBA itself in any litigation, including the Alston case. So they offer us this $10 million 2-year contract, represent all PBA members, PBA itself in any litigation, including this Alston case. So this question sort of takes us a little bit further in the representation. Now, the PBA can cancel, this is important, the PBA can cancel the contract at any time if they are dissatisfied with the work of our firm. So notice that's going to cause attention with 1.8F. We said we have to be independent. Just because an outside party is paying our fee does not mean that they get to call the shots in terms of representation. But now they have offered us a $10 million contract in installments. We represent everyone, including the PBA, and even in this civil action. In the meantime, Officer Tony Gutman has been indicted in the Alston case. He's a member of the PBA. I have an elected member of the board. He denies, like our clients do, any involvement. And no one's even pointing a finger at each other. Everyone is saying that Babbage is dead. We don't know who the other person was, so maybe Babbage alone is the person. Maybe Alston is mistaken. But if Alston is telling the truth, Stone, Morton, or Gutman participated in the assault along with Babbage. Gutman is being represented by another attorney. So we have to figure out how we're going to resolve this particular issue, the second part of this problem. Morton and Stone would like you to sign the PBA contract because it continues their representation. So they're not thinking about all these other things that we're thinking about as lawyers, that there's a potential conflict because we will be representing PBA itself, its members, also the civil suit. But our current clients say, well, yeah, we understand that, but we want you to continue representing us. We don't have any money, so sign the PBA contract. Now, Morton and Stone, this is on page 310, would like us to sign the PBA contract. It assures that they have continued representation, they don't have any money. Does 1.8F preclude signing the contract with the PBA? So this rule that we've sort of been mentioning is conflict of interest with specific rules. 1.8 generally deals with contractual issues with a client. This particular contractual issue is money. What about 1.8F? Are we precluded from signing the contract? They're willing to give informed consent. So it says, a lawyer shall not accept compensation for representing the client from one other than the client unless. So we shall not accept compensation for representing the PBA unless the client gives informed consent. So the PBA knows about it. They're offering the contract, so that's good. And then Stone and Morton, they want to sign off on it too. So we have informed consent, but we also have to say there is no interference with the lawyer's independence of professional judgment or with the client-lawyer relationship. Nothing's happening with that now because we haven't done anything, I guess. And information related to the representation of the client is protected as required under Rule 1.6. So the PBA can't come to us and say, yeah, we approved this agreement, but we want to know a little bit of what you told Morton and Stone. Can't do that. And that works the other way too. You can't say, well, the PBA is doing this, so I'm going to tell you what the PBA is saying. So does 1.8F preclude signing the contract with PBA? I don't think so, not at this point. I think what's going to happen, though, is that there might be interference with the lawyer's independence of professional judgment. That hasn't happened yet, but it could. As I put on the board, things may change. Does 1.7 preclude signing the contract and representing Morton, Stone, and PBA? No, again, you have consent. We've already went through the things that could occur. But the problem that we're going to have, and that's on the horizon, the direct horizon, is these interests may diverge, and there could be a material limitation in how we advance this defense. So, and notice that the question is sort of, set up to lead us in this direction. It says, if signing the contract is not precluded by these rules, but the consent of all relevant clients is required, what exactly could you say to Morton, Stone, and the PBA before obtaining their consent? And we sort of went through that. This is the conversation, the things that we have on the board about joint representation discussion. That's the discussion we would have with Stone, Morton, and whoever is neutral and designated by PBA to offer this contract. So initially, we've covered all the bases. We have informed consent, in quotation marks. But now scene 3 actually takes us to where the problems begin to arise, and which arose in real life. So the bottom of page 310. Scene 3. So we've resolved everything. Now we represent Stone, Morton, and the PBA. PBA has separate counsel in the Alston matter. But we're moving along, and this happens. You have all these things that you anticipate in terms of conflict, then you have to start doing the work, and then that's when conflicts arise. So the PBA is represented. So our firm has signed a contract. We agree to represent all PBA members who are accused of misconduct. We get informed consent in writing of all the conflicts between the defendants and the PBA. See that on top of page 311. And notice this. So we have this going on in open court as well. We have, in a pretrial hearing, the judge goes over all of the potential conflicts, identifying each possible problem that could arise, and Stone and Morton, again, state that they want to waive them. Yes, you told us all of this. Material limitations, anticipated outcomes, interest may diverge, told us all of that. We can't afford counsel, this is our best option. That's on page 311. So now notice, as our case proceeds, we interview other officers who were at the station when this assault occurred. 2 of them tell us, notice this, if we subpoena them, they would testify under oath that Gutman, the board member, not Stone and Morton, was the second officer in the bathroom. So he is the person. So he is the actual person, along with Babbage, who may have been involved in this assault. And we have 2 people who might testify. And this is important because Austin himself cannot identify who that other second officer was, but these officers say they actually saw Gutman pushing Austin into the bathroom. The officers also would testify that senior PBA officials had directed them not to talk to us or police investigators. So this code of silence actually works. PBA is actually involved in it, and one of its board members could exonerate would help our defense in exonerating Stone and Morton. We have the other person who did it, it's not our client. But we also have this relationship with the PBA. So we have this evidence that we surely should use, but we have these limitations. If we introduce testimony from these officers as part of our defense, our client might be acquitted. But that testimony could later be used against Gutman, who is someone we ostensibly represent because we represent the membership of the PBA as well. The testimony can make it more likely that the PBA will be found liable for damages, another layer of our client, if we help our individual client. And the PBA might say, hey, wait a minute, you're not doing your job. We have the right to rescind this contract or cancel it. And they might retaliate by canceling our contract. So we have a good number of questions. I'm just going to set them up, and then this is what we'll start when we come back on Thursday. Should we present the testimony of the officers who say that they saw Gutman going toward the bathroom with Austin? Should we present that testimony? That's the first question we'll deal with. And if we do, what type of consequences would that have? Does that show us that this is a conflict? So notice where we are. We've gone through everything. We have our clients saying to us in writing, informed consent, and in open court. We understand this conflict. We waive it, and we want to move forward. And when we come back, we want to know, is that enough? Is this conflict really consentable? You'll see it when we summarize what happened in real life. It's really interesting whether or not this was consentable or not. So when we come back, we're going to start on page 310 and go through the police brutality problem, through representing the McCarthys, which is the next case, and then finish that. And then we'll move into chapter 8, conflicts involving former clients. Have a good afternoon.